Hello students, welcome to yet another video of chapter number 11, Human Body and Organ System for Standard 8, Subject Science. You are watching part 4 of the video. In the last video, we studied that blood helps in transporting food, oxygen and waste materials in our body. We have also studied that blood is a fluid connective tissue. So children, our body needs a pumping organ to push blood to the different parts of the body. Also, we need a network of tubes so that the blood reaches to all the cells and tissues in our body. So, this pumping organ and a network of tubes is found in our body in the form of a system which is called as the blood circulatory system. The circulatory system in human beings consists of a heart, the red colored tube-like structures called as the arteries, the blue colored tube-like structures called as the veins, and this network of blood vessels that you can see in our body are the capillaries. So the blood circulatory system consists of heart, arteries, veins and capillaries. Children, when diagrammatic representation of circulatory system is done, we find that the arteries are shown in red color and the veins are shown with blue color. Does it mean that the blood in the veins is blue in color? No, definitely not. This is just to create a contrasting effect. The arteries carry pure blood or oxygenated blood, and this oxygenated blood is bright red in color, whereas veins carry impure blood or deoxygenated blood, and this blood is dark red in color. So please keep in mind, in order to create a contrast effect, the blood in the arteries and veins is shown using different colors. So let us study about our body pump, that is the heart. The heart, you can see, is a hollow muscular organ. It pumps blood to the different parts of the body. The muscles of which the heart is made up of are called as the cardiac muscles, and these are involuntary muscles because these muscles are not under the control of our will. We cannot control the beating, the rhythmic beating of the heart. So these are involuntary muscles. So heart is made up of involuntary cardiac muscles, and these muscles alternately contract and relax with a definite rhythm, and this contraction and relaxation of the heart with a definite rhythm is called as the heartbeat. The heart is located right at the center of the thoracic cavity. The thoracic cavity is the chest cavity. It is located in between the two lungs and above the diaphragm. The heart is slightly inclined towards the left hand side. So you will see the tip of the heart, or the apex portion of the heart, is slightly inclined towards the left hand side. Since heart is a very delicate organ, it needs protection. So the covering which protects the heart is called as a pericardium. This pericardium is a double walled membrane protecting the heart. So the sac or the space in between the walls of the pericardium is filled with a fluid which is called as the pericardial fluid. The pericardial fluid reduces friction during the heartbeat, and it also protects the heart from mechanical shocks. The heart in adult human is about the size of one's closed fist. It is about 12 centimeters in length and 9 centimeters in width. It weighs about 360 grams in normal adult. The heart is divided into right and left half by a partition wall, and this partition wall is called as the septum. There is also a transverse partition which separates the upper portion of the heart from the lower portion of the heart. So the heart is divided into right and left half and upper half and lower half. So there are totally 4 chambers which are present in the heart. The upper 2 chambers are called as the atria, or they are also called as the auricles, and the lower 2 chambers are called as the ventricles. So there are 2 atria or auricles and 2 ventricles. You will find that the atria have thinner walls. These are the walls of the atrium or the auricles. So the atria or the auricles have thinner walls because their main function is to receive the blood from the different parts of the body and pump the blood from the atrium into the ventricles. Okay, so from the right atrium the blood will go into the right ventricle, from the left atrium the blood will go into the right ventricle. So since the blood has to just flow from the right atrium to the right ventricle and left atrium to the left ventricle, the walls of the atria or the auricles are thin, but the ventricles have thick muscular walls. Can you see the walls? If you compare the wall of the atrium with the ventricle, ventricles have thick muscular walls because the ventricles have to pump blood to long distances. The right ventricle has to pump the blood to the lungs for purification. So from the right ventricle the blood will be carried by this particular artery which is called as a pulmonary artery to the lungs, where in the lungs the blood will mix with the oxygen and will get oxygenated or purified. Whereas the blood in the left ventricle has to move to the largest artery in the body called as aorta, and from here the blood has to be carried to the farthest points of the body such as the toes of our body or even to the brain, and this has to be done against the force of gravity, and therefore the walls of the ventricles are thick. The right side and the left side of the heart are very well separated from each other, and this prevents the oxygen rich blood from mixing with the blood containing carbon dioxide, because the right half of the heart contains deoxygenated blood or the impure blood, whereas the left half of the heart contains pure or oxygenated blood. There are valves present in the heart. So what are the names of the valves? So let us see. There is a valve which is located between the right atrium and the right ventricle. This valve has 3 cusps or 3 flaps, and therefore the name of this valve is tricuspid valve. So the tricuspid valve is a valve which is present between the right atrium and the right ventricle. So now you must have understood what must be the function of the tricuspid valve. When the blood comes to the right atrium, from the right atrium the blood has to move into the right ventricle. So it is only when this valve opens up, that is the tricuspid valve opens up, the blood from the right atrium will move into the right ventricle. So what is the valve doing? The valve is preventing the backflow of blood, isn't it? Similarly, there is a valve which is present between the left atrium and the left ventricle, and this valve has got 2 cusps or 2 flaps. The name of this valve is the mitral valve, or it is also called as the bicuspid valve. Similarly, the blood from the right ventricle has to be carried through the pulmonary artery to the lungs for purification. So there is again valve which is present between the right ventricle and this pulmonary artery, and the name of this valve is pulmonary semilunar valves. Also, between the left ventricle and the aorta there is a valve, because the blood from the left ventricle will be carried by this artery called as the aorta, so that the blood can be pumped to the different parts of the body. So once again there is a valve which is present between left ventricle and aorta, and the name of this valve is called as the aortic valve or aortic semilunar valve. So there are four valves which are present in the heart. The valve between the right ventricle, right atrium and the right ventricle is called as the tricuspid valve. The valve between left atrium and the left ventricle is called as a bicuspid or the mitral valve. The valve which is present between the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery is called as the pulmonary semilunar valve. The valve which is present between the left ventricle and the aorta is called as the aortic semilunar valve. What is the main function of the valves? The valves prevent the backflow of blood. Let us study the blood vessels in the circulatory system. The blood vessels are the branched tubes extending from the heart to the different parts of the body. So, the vascular system is made up of three types of blood vessels. They are arteries, capillaries and veins. So, these are the arteries. The red colored tube-like structures are the arteries. The blue colored structures are the veins, and the network of blood vessels which are thin walled are called as the capillaries. Arteries. The blood vessels which carry blood from the heart to the different parts of the body are called as arteries. So these arteries carry blood from the heart to the different parts of the body. You will find that these arteries have thick muscular walls and the walls are elastic. These arteries are deeply placed inside our body. Arteries do not have valves. Now this is the artery and this is the vein. You will find in veins there are flap-like structures called as the valves. Such valves are absent in the artery. So arteries do not have valves. All arteries carry pure blood or oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery, because the pulmonary artery carries the blood from the right ventricle to the lungs for purification. We know that the right part or the right side of the heart contains impure blood or deoxygenated blood. So this deoxygenated blood, which is rich in carbon dioxide, will be carried by the pulmonary artery to the lungs where purification of the blood takes place. So all arteries carry oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. Blood always flows under great pressure in the arteries. Veins. Veins are the blood vessels which bring blood from the different parts of the body to the heart for purification. So the blood vessels which bring blood to the heart from the various parts of the body are called as veins. Veins have thin walls and also less muscular walls. The walls are non-elastic, so they are rigid walls. You will find that veins have valves in their inner lining to prevent the backflow of blood. Veins are usually superficial, that is, they are present near the skin. All veins carry deoxygenated blood or impure blood except the pulmonary veins, because the pulmonary veins are the veins. Here you can see there are four pulmonary veins. These pulmonary veins carry blood from the left ventricle to the different parts of the body. So normally all veins carry impure blood or deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary veins which carry pure or deoxygenated blood. The arteries divide and redivide to form small blood vessels called as the capillaries. In the capillaries, exchange of materials takes place between the blood vessels, or you can say the blood, and the surrounding cells in which the capillary lies. The capillaries unite together to form veins. Capillaries. Capillaries are thin-walled blood vessels, and these blood vessels connect the arteries to the veins. They are located in the tissues of our body. So here you can see this is a capillary which is lying in the tissue cells. The diameter of the capillary is so small that the blood cells can easily pass through the walls of the capillary in a single file. The wall of the capillary is a semi-permeable membrane, that is, diffusion of substances can take place in and out of the blood vessel. So, because of its semi-permeable nature, nutrients, that is, food substances like glucose, oxygen, and water can diffuse from the blood into the tissues. Also, the carbon dioxide that will be formed or the waste products that will be formed can diffuse from the tissues into the blood so that these waste products can be eliminated out of the body. So, now that we have learned about arteries and veins, let us see some distinguishing points between arteries and veins. Arteries are the blood vessels which carry blood from the heart to the different parts of the body. Veins are the blood vessels which bring blood from the different parts of the body to the heart for purification. Arteries have thick and more muscular walls, whereas veins have thin and less muscular walls. Arteries do not have valves in their inner lining, whereas veins have valves in their inner lining to prevent the backflow of blood. Arteries are deeply located in our body, whereas veins are superficial because they are present just near our skin. All the arteries carry pure blood except the pulmonary artery. All veins carry deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary veins. Distinguishing point between the atrium, which are also called as the auricles, and the ventricles. The upper two chambers of the heart are the atrium or the auricles, whereas the lower two chambers of the heart are called as the ventricles. These atrium have thin walls because they just have to pump the blood from the atrium into the ventricles. But ventricles have thick muscular walls because they have to pump blood to the different parts of the body against the force of gravity. The atrium are called as the receiving chambers of the heart, whereas the ventricles are called as the distributing chambers of the heart. The main function of the atrium is to collect the blood and supply it to the ventricles. The main function of the ventricles is to push the blood forcefully out of the heart.